The incessant buzzing, a soft echo that accompanies life in almost every corner of our planet, reminds us of a reality that is often ignored, the delicate dance of bees. These tiny creatures, with their frenetic wings and seemingly painful stings, play a fundamental role in the web of life. But what happens when a swarm, an organized grouping of thousands of bees, decides to settle in an inappropriate place? And how can we capture these magical insects, so vital to environmental balance, without causing harm to these beings and their complex society? Modern beekeeping, in addition to producing delicious products such as honey, has become a fascinating science, full of technical and ethical challenges. Capturing a swarm is not simply a mechanical task, but a process that requires skill, knowledge, and respect. Imagine the scene: a vibrant swarm, a golden cloud in full flight, settling on a roof or inside a crack in the wall of a house. The beauty and mystery of these creatures, in the midst of our daily routine, impose themselves like an enigma. How can we interact with this fascinating world without disturbing the harmony of the ecosystem? How can we ensure the safety of both the bees and the people involved in this delicate process? This documentary series aims to uncover the secrets of modern beekeeping, delving deeply into the universe of these pollinating insects, so essential for the survival of life on Earth. It is not just about capturing a swarm, but understanding the complex social dynamics that govern the lives of these creatures. We will follow the steps of experienced beekeepers, observing their strategies, their tools, and their deep connection with nature. Throughout the episodes, we will reveal the best practices, from the precise identification of the swarm to its removal and subsequent installation in hives, ensuring the well-being of the bees and the preservation of their habitat. The journey will not be limited to technical issues. We will also explore the vital importance of bees for biodiversity, food production, and ecological balance. With breathtaking images, we will follow the frenetic movement of bees in their hives, the precision of the beekeeper's movements, and the care involved in each stage of the process. We will learn to recognize warning signs, identify potential dangers, and act responsibly and respectfully. We will follow the tireless search for innovative and sustainable solutions, ensuring the continuity of the lives of these creatures that are so important to our planet. This video will not present capture techniques or bee handling practices, but will only provide an introduction to the skills and appropriate behaviors that a responsible beekeeper should have when dealing with these wonderful animals that are so essential to our planet. It is a true manual of conduct from a passionate beekeeper who loves and respects our little friends, the bees. Correct capture and handling techniques will be presented in the next videos. So subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. What sets this series apart from other productions on the subject is the emphasis on human interaction with the natural world. We go beyond mere scientific observation, exploring the emotional connection between beekeepers and their bees, seeking to understand the importance of sustainability and biodiversity preservation. Let's follow beekeepers as they move between scientific knowledge and ancient wisdom, seeking a perfect harmony between human needs and the well-being of insects. Prepare yourself for a deep dive into the universe of bees, a universe of vibrant colors and soft sounds, a universe that manifests itself in each flower and in each drop of honey. In addition to the meticulous capture technique, modern beekeeping demands a deep understanding of bee biology. Imagine a sophisticated communication system, a complex code of movements and sounds, operating within each hive. Each buzz, each circular dance, carries crucial information about the location of food sources, imminent dangers, and even the health of the colony. Understanding this silent language is essential for capture, allowing for more precise and less invasive interventions. Now, consider how this knowledge applies when you encounter a swarm in a hard-to-reach location. The ability to interpret these signals allows for the most efficient approach, minimizing stress on the bees and the risk of damage to the social structure of the hive. Careful observation, interpretation of flight patterns, and attentive communication with the bees are crucial. An experienced beekeeper may be able to direct the swarm into a pre-prepared trap with specific gestures and sounds, a strategy that is gentler and less threatening than abrupt intervention. Before we continue, please like and subscribe to the channel. Know the best times. Another crucial point is to consider the time of year. Bee activity varies significantly according to the seasons. During spring and summer, the colony is in full expansion, seeking flowers and nectar to sustain population growth. At these times, capture must be more careful, respecting the natural life cycle of the bees. In contrast, during the fall, when the weather becomes colder and food sources become scarce, bees become more vulnerable and capture may require different strategies, such as the use of traps specific to this time of year. Use appropriate equipment. Consequently, the use of appropriate equipment and the development of specific techniques become essential. The choice of equipment, from the appropriate cloths and clothing to the boxes and traps, must take into account the safety and well-being of the bees. Materials that minimize stress and direct contact with the bees are preferable. Instruments such as swarm aspirators, precisely designed and with a careful filtration system, ensure safer and more effective capture. The experience and dedication of beekeepers, combined with technology, are crucial elements for success. Ability to predict and mitigate risks. In addition, the ability to predict and mitigate risks is an essential skill. Weather events, such as storms or sudden changes in temperature, can directly affect bees and capture. An experienced beekeeper must be prepared for these adversities, adapting their strategies and using additional equipment to ensure the protection of the bees during capture. Therefore, foresight and advanced preparation are crucial to minimize risks and ensure the safety of all parties involved. The complexity of modern beekeeping goes beyond the mere capture of swarms. It also involves understanding the specific needs of each colony, something similar to a veterinarian treating human patients. Each individual is unique, with its own particularities and requirements. Detailed analysis of the bees' behavior, their activity patterns, and observation of their reactions to different stimuli are essential for an effective approach. An experienced beekeeper, as a keen observer, can identify subtle signs that indicate problems in the colony, such as the presence of disease or a lack of resources. Now consider how this applies when you come across a swarm in a difficult-to-access location, such as the top of a pole or the edge of a cliff. Adapting techniques and using specific equipment become essential. This situation requires deeper analysis and creative problem-solving skills. Special equipment, such as access platforms, or innovative capture techniques, such as the use of controlled smoke in conjunction with custom traps, can be essential for a safe and efficient intervention. Creativity and adaptation are therefore crucial attributes for a modern beekeeper. Preserving the social structure of the hive. Another fundamental aspect is the preservation of the social structure of the bees. Each colony is a highly organized society, with different castes playing specific roles. Intervention in capture should be as undisturbed as possible, avoiding trauma and damage to the social structure of the hive. A gentle and precise method is vital to preserve the health and functioning of the colony, avoiding the loss of worker bees, queens and drones. Distinguishing between worker bees, queens and drones, identifying their distinct functions and behaviors, is crucial for proper swarm management. Documentation. In addition, accurate and detailed documentation of procedures is essential. Accurate records of the location of the swarm, the weather conditions, the type of material used, and the reaction of the bees at each stage provide valuable data for improving techniques and procedures. This information is crucial for the evolution and refinement of beekeeping practices, allowing beekeepers to learn from their experiences and share knowledge with other professionals. Data collection and recording of observations are therefore indispensable tools for the continuous improvement of beekeeping. Sustainability. Given the importance of bees for ecological balance, capture techniques must be sustainable and minimize environmental impact. The use of biodegradable materials, the preservation of the bees' habitat, and the reintroduction of the swarm to a safe and suitable location ensure the continuity of the life of these essential creatures. Innovative solutions, such as the use of recycled materials in the construction of hives, or the choice of installation locations that do not compromise local biodiversity, are a reflection of the concern for sustainability and respect for the environment. The capture of swarms, therefore, must be integrated into a broader vision of conservation. Understanding the behavior of bees. In addition to technical expertise, success in capturing swarms lies in understanding the behavioral nuances of bees. Each hive is a microcosm, a complex organism that adapts and reacts to external stimuli. Therefore, predicting and interpreting these reactions is crucial to the safety and success of the operation. Observe, for example, the reaction of a swarm to different types of noise. An abrupt noise can trigger a defensive reaction, with the bees grouping together and becoming more aggressive. In contrast, a soft and constant sound can calm the bees, allowing for a more peaceful capture. Now, consider how this applies when you come across a swarm in a place with a flow of people. Human presence itself is a stimulus. Constant movement, noise and strange smells can trigger a defensive reaction. An experienced beekeeper, in this context, needs to understand the warning signs, such as increased agitation or the formation of a dense circle of bees. He must adapt his techniques and procedures, using distraction strategies or more cautious approaches, such as the use of controlled smoke and strategic positioning to minimize negative stimuli. It is like a chess master, who anticipates the opponent's moves and counterattacks them with precision. Adaptability. Another crucial point is the ability to adapt. Modern beekeeping is not limited to following a rigid manual. Each situation is unique, each swarm has its own characteristics. An experienced beekeeper must be prepared to improvise, to adjust his strategies according to the bee's response. Imagine a swarm that groups together in a complex structure, resisting traditional approaches. In this case, the solution may lie in a new type of trap, a different capture method, or even a new material. Such flexibility, this ability to adapt to unexpected situations, is a fundamental trait of excellence in beekeeping. Communication. On the other hand, effective communication between beekeepers is essential. In complex situations, exchanging information, sharing experiences and collaborating as a team can be the key to success. An experienced beekeeper can benefit from the experience of others, learning new techniques or solutions to specific problems. Collaboration between professionals creates a learning network, a continuous flow of information and solutions to specific problems. It is like a chain of knowledge, where each beekeeper contributes his or her experience, allowing the practice to constantly refine and evolve. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is a good time. Ethics and respect. Finally, ethics and respect for bees are unshakable values. Capturing a swarm is not just a technical issue, but also an ethical issue. The approach should prioritize the well-being of the bees, minimizing stress and suffering. Capturing should not be seen as hunting, but as a way of helping these creatures, ensuring their safety and well-being. A beekeeper is, above all, a caretaker, a protector, a guardian of these little wonders of nature. He is like a gardener who tends his plants with care and dedication. As we contemplate the journey so far, we realize that modern beekeeping is not limited to precise techniques or sophisticated equipment. It reveals itself as a complex mosaic of knowledge, where biology, careful observation and ethics intertwine, forming a harmonious and intricate whole. Capturing a swarm, for example, requires not only the manual dexterity of a craftsman, but also the perspicacity of a scientist, capable of deciphering the silent codes of nature. The behavioral nuances of bees, so delicate and complex, demand profound respect. Each buzz, each movement, each reaction, carries a universe of information, a miniature ecosystem. Capturing, therefore, is not just a technical act, but an act of respect and understanding. It is like conducting an orchestra, where each instrument, each melody, must be respected and harmonized to achieve excellence. Preserving the social structure of bees, considering climatic conditions and accurate documentation, all these elements converge towards a greater objective, sustainability. Modern beekeeping, in its essence, becomes a bridge between human needs and the well-being of bees, a dialogue between the search for production and the preservation of nature. It is like weaving a web, where each thread, each element, contributes to the solidity and beauty of the whole. Reflecting on this journey, we realize that capturing swarms is not an end in itself, but a fundamental step towards understanding and preserving an ecosystem that is vital to our planet. The complexity of the topic, now in focus, goes beyond the technical aspect, involving ethics, science, and our responsibility as an integral part of this delicate balance. Each step, each detail, forms part of an intricate puzzle, building the complete image of an interconnected and vital system. Now, notice how the different pieces of the puzzle fit together and complement each other. The search for technical efficiency merges with the need to respect nature, culminating in a greater commitment to sustainability. It is like a river that, on its journey, feeds on different sources, but which, in the end, flows into a single ocean. Modern beekeeping, in this sense, represents the harmonious union of these flows, an invitation to reflect on our responsibilities and the fundamental role of bees in our world. It is in the midst of this convergence that we now stand